Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're pretty well. I've got a sciatic issue. You're COVID-free.
COVID-free.
And I haven't seen you in like 3 weeks, so it's nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
I didn't know you were so short before. Maybe COVID kind of had its impact. Welcome back. Today's Friday, late in June, and our special guest is Ian Martin, my friend, former planning commissioner, shooter, photographer, professional photographer, man about town,
genuinely nice human being,
good human being, and he's kind of our what did Councilmember Felita, like the guest of the week, the local voice of the week. So all around advocate for historic preservation and character management. So thank you for joining us. And I'm going to zip through a couple things, and then we'll turn to you. We'll talk about anything that's not political. But I just wanted to thank everyone, especially Brandon, you and your team, Jermel, and Dwayne, and Leah, and Sullivan, and everybody else who helped out to get the post office in their reconfigured configuration. Typically, we don't get too involved in private property where there's a property manager and a property owner and the federal government, but you guys did a great job at helping facilitate that. So thank you so much.
Team effort. It was an important thing to step in on. I mean, the post office is the city's water cooler. It's got to be open. We got to be able to get people in that lobby so they can see each other and get their stamps. And,
right on.
So I'm glad it's open.
Right, great. Yeah, stamps. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And then just real briefly, we'll talk about the July council meetings. We're closed next Thursday for Independence Day, and then our council meetings are Monday the 8th and Tuesday the 9th of July. So we'll talk about the July agenda next week. So what do you got, buddy?
A couple of announcements. Mary did a good job in the Pinecone of mentioning the recruitment, where we're at for my replacement with community planning and building director. We've had 2 rounds of interviews now. The first round with a professional panel of planning directors. Second round of interviews, Chip, you and I did this week, and we are poised within the next few days to make an offer to someone, and we'll keep everyone posted on that as we go along. I'm excited to welcome a new member to our team. It's a really important position, as we all know, having been in the land use world here between the 3 of us. So we're going to get someone really excellent, I'm sure. Yeah,
and I think we've talked about this before, but we want someone, and again, I think Ian, you'll appreciate this, that not only understands our organizational values, but understands the values, I had coffee today, understands the values of the community. Right. And again, a lot of those are historic preservation and character, the urbanized forest and those kinds of things. So anyway. Yep.
And then the last thing, just for all of those that are business operators, our team on the admin side, they closed down for the second half of the day this week and got all the business licenses out for renewal. It's a monumental task. It's a bunch of folding and stuffing and all that stuff. So those are out for renewal. One little note is we took the opportunity to include a letter reminding folks that they need to do annual inspections for fire equipment, sprinklers, hoods over restaurant equipment, and that's going to be part of the resubmittal this year when you're renewing your business license. We're asking everyone to please, you should have those, they're required, and it's just included with your submission. So another step we came up with to try to prevent unwanted fires and hazards in our restaurants and businesses in the city.
Pretty much all fires are kind of unwanted.
No, I like not beach fires. I like a fire pit at a camping.
Joking. Do you know how many business licenses we sent out?
I think it was like 1,800.
What's your guess, Ian?
Oh God, I mean, I have no idea. That's a lot of business licenses.
Yeah, so about 742.
Okay,
approximately. I've got
approximately 742.
You have 2. Well, thank you for your 2. And do you know how many of them were fixed place versus in and about?
No, but I'll bet you do.
I do. It's kind of a trivia question for the day.
My 2 are in and about.
Oh, not even fixed place. So we have about 700 fixed place, and the clear majority of them, over 1,000, are in and about. So people are getting to put that sticker on the back and saying I'm incorporated in Carmel-by-the-Sea.
There you go. That's great.
But they won't have to do the inspections, so it's just the 7.
No, it's just the fixed businesses. That's right. Yeah, Ian, you don't have to have fire sprinklers over your camera.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Oh, that's all I got. I want to hear from Ian.
Yeah. Sorry, we've been blathering on. You had too much coffee today, too.
Oh, I did. Every day, too much coffee. Anyway, I think a wise person once said, and I should know who said this, but I don't, it says, if you don't know your past, then you can't know your future. And in Carmel-by-the-Sea, that's extremely important because our past informs so much of what we do today. Why do we keep it dark at night? Why do we do this? Why are we so concerned about aesthetics and the integrity of the forest? Well, all that has to do with, our history. Or, for example, what is Ordinance 96? How did it come to be? So anyway, today, as a special treat, I have compiled a list of Carmel-by-the-Sea history books that are easily attainable. I think our wonderful library has all of these. Some of these can be had for a few bucks on eBay.
Yeah.
Creating Carmel, The Enduring Vision is an excellent one by Harold and Ann Gilliam. Harold Gilliam is a legendary environmental reporter for the San Francisco Chronicle, and he did a wonderful and scholarly book about the history of Carmel-by-the-Sea. That really it's a terrific place to begin. When I joined the Planning Commission back in 2014, it was my introduction to the village, who the characters are, what Ordinance 96 is, people like Perry Newberry or Argyle Campbell, people like that. And
what year was that published?
So that was published, I think, in 1992 or thereabouts, right? And so it really begins with, the indigenous peoples here, the Ohlonies, and then it goes all the way through the after the Eastwood era. But that's a really great place to start. And again, it's called Creating Carmel by Harold and Ann Gilliam. And it's a terrific introduction to the village's history. And that was kind of my gateway drug, so to speak. And then another book is a book called Carmel at Work and Play by Daisy Bostick and Dorothea Castlehunt.
It's classic.
Yep. Bostick was a columnist for the Carmel Pinecone, like back in the day, right, in the earliest part of the village's incorporated history, so like in the teens and the 20s and up to the 30s, I think even 40s, but she went by the pen name The Pine Nut. And she wrote this explanation of what Carmel-by-the-Sea likes, what it doesn't like, why things are a certain way. And if you read our design guidelines and you read like our general plan, you can actually see some of the language from Carmel at Work and Play descend from that. And I'm going to provide you with a list.
Yeah, we'll ask Leslie Fenton to please.
Okay, we can put it in the letter today.
Exactly.
Put it in the letter today, yeah.
Perfect.
And you can get that online as a free book on Google. And The Seacoast of Bohemia by Franklin Walker provides history of the first years of the 20th century Carmel-by-the-Sea, a time when people like Mary Austin was here. Jack London would come to visit. It's just fantastic and a wonderful read. Then you also have, let's see, my phone just locked up on me. This is a wonderful book, too, by our local historian, Kent Seavey, Carmel, A History and Architecture. And so much of, our community character is dependent upon the, our built environment. And, and how many municipalities in California, or how many municipalities of a square mile in size can boast not only a California mission, but also a Frank Lloyd Wright? And so we have an incredible built history here, and this is Kent Seavey's book.
And I know you're a student, you're an advocate for diversity in architecture.
Absolutely.
And so you don't have a one-size-fits-all. You
Nope.
appreciate the evolution of architectural design and the freedom of expression
That's correct.
by
Just that it's
artists.
authentic. The architecture needs to be authentic.
Genuine, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's got to be authentic.
Yeah.
It has to respect it so long as it subordinates to the forest, right? But we are an artist's colony at our heart, right? And so we should be allowed to express new ideas in architecture provided that they adhere to our community character, meaning they subordinate to the forest, natural finishes, natural building materials. But anyway, Kent Seavey's book, Carmel, A History and Architecture, is excellent. So let's see, Storied Land by John Walton is a wonderful book, gives a history of the Monterey Peninsula in general. And then also, our very own Henry Mead Williams Local History Department website is a fantastic resource. All the pine cones are online going back to 1915, and it's a feast for history nerds like myself. So
our planning staff uses the old pine cone.
Yep.
Yeah, we've done white papers on the ice cream debacle, whether or not we prohibited ice cream, our storied history with alcohol. We've used the pine cone for all kinds of white papers we put out on planning type of stuff.
Yeah, we've got Catherine Wallace, who specializes in historic preservation in the planning office, and we have the wonderful Katie O'Connell in local history.
She's amazing.
So great resources, human resources, to get you the resources that you need for information.
Yeah, they're wonderful. And Ashley Wright before them, History Room.
Yep.
So anyway, great stuff. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about Carmel history.
Thank you for your passion. Thank you for doing what you do. Thanks for being our friend.
Yep.
And what do you got?
That's it. I just want to say thanks too. It's always fun to talk to you, Ian. You got a great energy about you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you again for the honor.
Yeah. Do you know how we sign off on this thing we do?
No idea.
Okay. We always say take good care to people.
Take
so we
good
look
care.
at that camera right there and we say
Take good care. All right.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Well done, Amigo.
Yeah.